It's 12 noon on the East Coast, 9 a.m. on the West.
And this is Reprint.
This isn't breaking headlines. This is a second look with context added for perspective.
This is Reprint, edited after the headlines.
All right, good afternoon to the East Coast and good morning to the West Coast. This is the Reprint here with you on Memorial Day weekend. This is Monday, Memorial Day weekend. My name is Christal Jordan Jennings. I am editor-in-chief for Lenox Paker, along with my co-host and business partner, Victor Flavius.
What's happening, Christal?
Good morning, Victor.
Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon to you on the East Coast.
Yes. It feels like morning because this is a long weekend. So we have to get up. I didn't have to get up early this morning. My husband has a day off and he's usually, does not. So we stayed up a little bit longer, just, have some family over, just kind of enjoying the long weekend. So,
Yeah, doesn't it feel weird? Like Memorial Day weekend is here so fast. Like it just came. It's like this is the beginning of summertime. This is when the pools open up and all the festivals happen and people come out and vacation starts and school ends and graduations and
prom, graduation. It's been my niece graduated this on Thursday in high school. Brianna graduated and a friend of mine, Sonia, it's her niece, but I grew up with her, Mariah. She graduated from high school. It's so crazy to see kids. I think that's how you can tell how old you are by.
Oh my! Don't say that.
No, because I feel like when you get to be an adult, you kind of feel like you're kind of staying at the same place, but you see someone that you've known since they were like 4 and they graduate from high school. It's like, yikes. Wow, time is moving.
Yeah.
Summer of 2026. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, my niece graduated too. She 8th grade. Yeah, in Georgia. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, summer 2026 is here. Juneteenth's coming up. We have all of the Black music festival. Everything's coming up.
It's going to be a big summer. We're going to talk about that. I'm actually excited for I can't wait to share our Juneteenth celebration. I know we're going to celebrate Black Music Month. We're excited about that. And then we have a great Juneteenth celebration that we do at Lenox and Paker that we're going to be doing again coming up. So there's, a lot. The summer is, I like spring, but I think summer is a great time because,
I love the summer.
All the festivals. I don't necessarily love the heat, but
who does, right?
Yeah. I think people get together more.
There's something about the summertime. Like I remember, I guess it's stuck in my brain, my memory. Like just no school. Like there's no school. As soon as school ends, it's like we can just relax for the summer. We can be lazy. We can just sleep in late. Go to the beach. Those are the memories I had as a kid growing up. Traveling, we would travel from the Virgin Islands to Boston every summer. So. We'll look forward to that all the time. I mean, summertime was just the time.
It is. I remember, I would go visit family, but even when I did it, we would, like you said, school is out as a kid. And even through college, you don't realize that adults are not on vacation for the summer. Nobody. The part of adulting is realizing that there's no summer break, there's no spring break. It just kind of comes and goes, but it is easier. The driving is easier because during the summertime, you don't have the hustle and bustle to school, the school buses and all that.
No school
when it comes to being on the road. But I'm excited. I'm excited for this summer to come. I know that my husband and I usually throw a big Memorial Day party. And we did not. Last year, we moved it to 4th of July. And this year, we decided to keep it for 4th of July instead of Memorial Day because it was kind of like the kickoff day to the summer. We opened the pool. And we just have like a house full of people stay over. but we're gonna do it for the 4th of July with fireworks and stuff like that. So,
Ooh, that
but
seems nice.
yeah, it'll be great. It'll be great. It'll be great. If you can come down, you should definitely try to come down.
I will try. I will try.
Yeah, I know we've got a lot coming up, but
Yeah.
yeah, Juneteenth, I know that I'm doing a segment for Portia that's coming up, but because I grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma for the most part,
Mhm.
and we would celebrate Juneteenth all the time. It was very, very normal for us to just celebrate Juneteenth. And so when I moved to Atlanta, I was shocked that more places did not celebrate,
Right.
until,
Yeah.
and I moved to Atlanta in 2004. And then people didn't really celebrate that until 2020. After 2020, people kind of
Yeah.
like re-embraced Juneteenth. Hey, good morning. Well, good afternoon, Thurman, checking in from North Carolina. Um,
Good
okay.
afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon.
Yeah, Rooster says, bro, y'all have no idea what's going on. The Federal Reserve gangsters, bankers are the ones running this country. They psychologically divide Americans. Wake up, people. We need. Okay, okay. All right. I think there's someone just sharing some ideas. That's all good on this on this Memorial
Hey.
Day weekend, Monday.
Yeah.
Victor, do you have plans today to celebrate Memorial Day?
No, not really. Just family time. That's it. Just spend time with family. Probably go to the beach. Go walking. Yeah, just pretty much it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're gonna take the dogs for a walk. I will tell you guys, I had an amazing time yesterday. I went to my husband and I went to go visit our vet. Now, our vet for our horses has a beautiful ranch he breeds Morgan horses. And so had 3 babies out there. I'll have to post this later. 3 babies with their moms, and we just stayed out there. We watched a horse be inseminated so that she could get pregnant, because it was what they do with like top quality horses. A lot of times you buy the sperm that's this,
Right.
top stallion stud, and then they actually do in vitro to pregnate her. So the bloodlines are amazing. And so we had a chance to watch that yesterday. I felt like a kid watching like science, like a science TV show, because it was so interesting. But it was beautiful to see the babies and to get out in nature. So
what does that cost though? What does that cost to get the
Well, in this particular one, and I wish I had pictures. I have them, but I didn't think to put them on here. But the Morgans are beautiful, and he has Morgans that are worth at least around 50,000 per horse. So
Really?
in order to get these, there's a process you have to purchase the sperm, and that depends on how what the bloodline of the stud is. So it can range anywhere between 10,000 to 50,000, and then you
wow,
put that, and then of course he's a vet, so he can do it, but anyone else wanting to do it, you would probably have to pay for a veterinarian to impregnate the horse. Interesting. No pictures. Tammy, I actually have a video of the entire process. You should have seen my husband's face when he was watching the actual process of the mare being impregnated. It was interesting. And I cannot afford one of those designer horses. But I was just thinking, because I have a quarter horse and she's got great bloodline. We may let her have a baby later once we have our own place and the horses are with us at our house. We may do that. Anyway, that could be TMI, but that is my Memorial Day.
No, that's a whole conversation. I mean, just no, but think about it, right? Equestrians, that world is a big thing. It's a big moneymaker. It's also a lifestyle that we as a community have been tapped into a lot. So it would be good to share that and talk about that. Different types of breeds of horses. That'd be great. We should go into that sometime.
I think. Well, I know we don't want to give people too much, but I know for our Juneteenth, we're going to celebrate a black horseman that has been fighting to keep his land and here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's going to be interesting. I think we're going to have a great spread. They've also been talking about the equestrian look. That's been a big conversation on social media lately. And honestly, it's kind of based on some of the things that anytime you have a sport or a genre that it requires a fluency, then a lot of times people feel like they're gatekeeping other cultures, communities out. But I do think it's important. I know for myself to share that African Americans have been involved in the equestrian world forever.
Yeah, it's true.
At the Kentucky Derby, first person to win the Kentucky Derby was a Black guy, and they've been trainers and just ingratiated in that world. But of course, a lot of that history, has been erased. But in any case, I look forward to sharing that. But today we're not at Juneteenth, we're at Memorial Day. And so we actually, it's interesting because the American Music Awards is happening tonight. I wonder if they scheduled that on a day when they knew that everybody was going to be home. It's interesting to see if people will actually tune in. The 52nd American Music Awards are being held tonight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. It's going to be hosted by Queen Latifah. And according to my information here, Taylor Swift is leading all the nominations. But I'm excited to see Queen Latifah. What a staple in American music, but specifically urban music, She was a pioneer in hip hop, one of the female pioneers in hip hop, had an amazing career, and then went on to television and movies, and she models for CoverGirl. But she's had an amazing career, and she is someone that has always shown up professionally. She's an A-lister now. Most people don't even probably know her for music at this point,
Yeah, Latifah, boy, I tell you, she was my favorite female rapper growing up. It was Salt and Pepper was cool, but Latifah was more like she got the respect from the community. The guys liked her. You cannot mess with that. Her rhymes was good. Her
her energy,
it was just great. She was just great. Yeah.
Queen Tings all the way. But it's interesting because she had a conversation with Angie Martinez last week, and she talked about why she decided she made the decision to keep her personal life private. And it wasn't until the 2021 BET Awards, when she was given the Lifetime Achievement Award, that she acknowledged her partner, Ebony Nichols, who's obviously a woman, and she said Happy Pride. But up until then, people were just like speculating that Queen Latifah was a member of the LGBTQ community, but she never spoke about it. She kept her private life very, very, very private. I think it was one of the kind of things like, if you know, if not, it even if you assumed, she did not actually speak to it. And I know that there was critics on both sides. There are people from the LGBTQ community that felt like she should have spoken up and acknowledged that. And then there were other people that said it was fine, and that was her right. And I kind of feel like it was her right. I understand why some people felt like that she should have done that because maybe of what they were going through. But I also think for her coming out in hip hop, and even some of her first, I'm a big fan of Living Single. That was probably my favorite, one of my favorite shows growing up, Living Single and Girlfriends. But in that show, she was in several, she was a dating heterosexual woman, right? Very, very believable. It did not, and I think from that perspective, if she had come out, because she was already a star before she joined the show, right? So I think if she had talked about it, not even come out, because I think she was out. I think she just did not, blur the lines with her, talk about it in her professional career, which is her prerogative. But I think it could have potentially made it difficult for her to have some of the roles that she had early on. And I think that it was smart for her not to, because I look at someone like Ellen, right? When Ellen came out, because Ellen had a show as well. She had a comedy show. It definitely was not as good as Living Single.
No,
but
right, yeah.
she had a comedy show, and in the show she was a dating heterosexual woman, but it's very unbelievable because she was doing so much. She came out, and then she was really, really advocating for her position as she had like the first, gay lesbian kiss on top. Like it overshadowed her star. And I don't think that, and that didn't happen with Latifah because she chose to keep things private. What are your thoughts on that? What do you guys please chime in on the chat if you're watching on YouTube or Instagram. Let us know. What do you think? Do you feel like someone like a Queen Latifah had a responsibility to her community, or do you think that she made the right decision by keeping her personal life personal?
Yeah, I thought that, her personal life is her personal life. Whoever guided her and gave her the blueprint as to what to do and say and how to maneuver the channels, I think did a great job doing that. She obviously knew what her position was, and if she had done other than that, I think it would have been a mistake on her career part, because you've seen she did the play, what was it, Moulin Rouge or whatever. She did that. She did some movies, a lot of movies, which gave her the placement she has now. Because if she came out, then she probably wouldn't have had the roles in the other movies that she did. She did one with Common, where she was a basketball, and she was interest for Common. She did a couple of Christmas movies, which they weren't like the greatest movies, but she did them. And of course, Living Single, and then the last one she did was The Equalizer, which she had a daughter. So that was So I think her career moves and choices were wise on those parts, because at the end of the day, you get pigeonholed into being typecast, if you want to say that. We speculated the whole time. People even did the same thing for MC Light too. Speculated on her as well.
That's true. And there she is. After she made the announcement, she went public, and there she is with her partner, Ebony Nichols. But I think that, you know what? I think this is outside of just orientation, right? Sexual orientation, right? I think when you are in the limelight and you talk about your relationship, be it a heterosexual relationship or a gay relationship, it has the ability to overshadow everything else that you're doing, right? I look at and that's, I think, how we see so many celebrities today, who they're dating. We talked about at length Meg Thee Stallion, right? A big part of the conversation about Meg Thee Stallion is not her work, not what she's doing musically, not what she's doing herself with sponsors and endorsements, and even her Broadway debut. The biggest conversation on social media was about who she's dating. And I think that when you open those doors, it's difficult to close them. And people start to speculate. And I think that your dating life and your life outside your work can overshadow your work. So I think it's smart with anyone, any relationship, to keep those things private as much as you can. I mean, I think about, when I think of Jennifer Hudson, right? I'm just using some names. I think, okay, she has a show, but one of the first things I think is she's in a relationship with Common. And then you're kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with that, because to the public, that those juicy tidbits can sometimes take the lead over the work that
exactly. That's crazy.
I think of even we know that recently in the headlines they were talking about Bruce Willis and him, dealing with dementia. And the first thing people think when I think of Bruce Willis, I think of Demi Moore, because that relationship was so big. It really became a part of
her story,
like their bio, right? This person done this, and that they dated another celebrity specifically. But if they dated someone, think about Chris Brown and Karrueche. Karrueche is a star because she dated Chris Brown, and their names will forever be connected. You're not gonna think of Karrueche without Chris Brown. I think there's a lot of people that becomes a part of the public's snapshot of who they are. Whitney and Bobby. Like, what if we did not know all the ins and outs of some of these relationships, you know.
Yeah.
Then
Obama, Michelle.
Obama, Michelle. But see, right. And they talk about their relationship and those things trend a lot faster. So I think that, you know, if I was consulting from a publicity standpoint, a young actor or actress or even recording artist, I would definitely try to discourage them from sharing their personal business. I think Latifah got it right, regardless of what her sexual orientation is, to just keep her private life private, because even though that was a conversation happening under the radar, the biggest things were her movies, her cover girl contract, the fact that she's, you know, she did a jazz album, like she just,
I know, right?
think about
Which
her
was good
work.
too.
Yeah, you don't think about that because she never gave it energy. Whatever you give energy to becomes bigger. So I think that we've gone from the point where back when I was first starting in publicity, having people date gave them additional opportunity to get in front of the press.
Yeah.
Because the paparazzi loves to get into relationships and tear them apart, you know, honestly. But I would suggest people keep it to themselves.
But we also come from she also comes from the era of not social media. She came before that, you know, where you had to see it in the magazines or read it on the pretty much tabloids, Michael Jackson, you know, whatever. And then you get into the social media life where the actual, because before social media, you had to go through the publicists. Now they have they're their own publicists because they have their phones at their fingertips and they go on and they type up whatever, and you know, before you can say don't send, and then it's a wrap. and then you have to do damage control. So just different eras, you know, different eras. People are in their feelings more.
Yeah, I agree. That's a good point. That
and one last point. And as a Black woman, that was smart because it would have been pretty much harder for her to navigate Hollywood if she had just went out and did what she wanted to do. You know, people speculate on Meg Thee Stallion's, you know, physique, where she's, you know, she's a man, all this other stuff, and Michelle Obama and Latifah and MC Light, and the names go on and on and on about, you know, just not just relationships, but you know, these guys, these girls, men, you know, look at how they look, and like, come on, guys.
I've never heard that conversation about Latifah, because I think to your point, she just demanded so much respect, just her presence.
Yeah, she was.
You know,
not
play with her because she just never gave from the beginning, from where she first started. She not only called herself a queen, but she walked that way, and I think that caused people to respect her. I think her energy has always been, this is this is my public persona, and whatever I do behind closed doors. But I think that the fact that she always remained consistent with her public persona as someone that you're going to respect, someone that is making moves based on, I mean, she's a beautiful woman, but she's making moves based on her intelligence and her talent. And I think that's why people have always regarded how you start is how you finish. And she started.
That's what I will say.
Who you calling a B, and just a woman that stood up for herself and other women. And I think that's who she's always been. And I just think she doesn't get her as many flowers as she should, because hopefully tonight, with hosting the American Music Awards, will be an opportunity for people to give her flowers as well, because job well done. We know there's much more to come, but definitely job well done, Queen Latifah.
She's aging gracefully too.
Yeah, she looks beautiful. She looks the same.
Always.
And so natural. Yeah, very, very natural. Very natural. Speaking of another celebrity that we love to talk about and whose relationship has been in the news a lot, even recently, is Chris Brown. Chris Brown received his doctoral degree from Harvard Christian University. There he is, accepting his degree. He still looks like a little kid to me. Christopher Maurice Brown is now Dr. Christopher Maurice Brown, Visual and Performing Arts. You know, and this is interesting because this he posted this. He said, I did a thing, and he posted this, and this is an honorary doctorate. However, I firmly believe that the time and energy that Chris Brown has committed and put into, you know, honing his craft both on the stage and in the studio, I think he is beyond deserving of that visual arts master's. And it's interesting because, you know, we've been having this conversation online about honorary doctorates and, you know, if it's, you know, if someone's fake or someone's real. Obviously, you guys know Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. There's the article that we did, When Did Accountability Become Hate? Because she's basically, you know, was calling herself a doctor, and then it was revealed that she may or may not have actually earned a PhD in, you know, in class, actually by writing and things like that. And I would like to say that this is an example of someone who is deserving of an honorary doctorate. I think when you look at, if you have hours in the field, right, where you are actually studying and actually working, then I feel like he is definitely deserving of that. I think that Chris Brown could not have done more in that field if he was in a classroom. He's done more by being on the ground, working, perfecting, being a perfectionist. And he's one of the, I think hands down, he is the best visual arts performer of his decade, of his time, right? So I do think that he deserved the honorary doctorate. I think they should be given to people who have actually put hours in the field. You know, because I think that is fair. I don't think that if you haven't, Tammy says, I can't stand people who never went to college receiving honorary doctorate degrees. I think when you look at the number of hours that you would have put, say he went to school on a music scholarship, which that would have been probably his thing, right? I don't think that he would have learned more than he's learned on the road.
Plus, let me say this too, like you just mentioned on the road, not just his ability to sing and dance, but when you go on stadium tours like he's been doing for the last 10, 15 years, you kind of know how to put a show together. You're directing people. You're leading as far as like you know, what the performers do. You go through the whole process of merch, the whole business setup. So yeah, he deserves that degree because, you know, he can teach a class. He can go and say, hey, if he had to go and teach a you know, one of those classes, you can sit down with him and he'll show you the whole process from marketing to, you know, performing. And yeah, that's Chris Brown. So that's deserved. Well deserved.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Tammy says then give everyone in the military and went to war a doctorate degree.
I mean, hey, why not, right? But what does the honorary degree get you though? What does that mean? You know, in terms of like, you know, in the real world, what does that do?
I don't think it gets you anything. I think I think it honors the time that's spent putting into that, right? But I don't think that's gonna help or hurt Chris Brown's career.
Oh no.
Can help because he's not you know, I think that was their way of basically honoring him for the time spent, right?
Yeah.
And I don't think managers and agents did that. I've been involved with giving some honorary degrees, and a lot of times it's actually the school wants to honor that person, right? And I think there was a school that did that with Chili and T-Boz, and they too have put in a lot of time and a lot of energy and a lot of hours with music, and it's more, you know, it's more than that. But you know, everybody has their opinion. That's why I wanted to open up and ask what the chat felt. Congratulations to Chris Brown. I would love to see him kind of shift his brand back a little bit more outside of the bad boy image. I don't know.
He's getting there.
We'll see. He has time to change. He's 37 years old. So
he's getting there. It takes time.
It takes time. Everybody's timeline is different. Speaking of timelines, we are excited to bring our new fitness and health expert in this morning. His name is James Hatchel, and he is offering a new fitness challenge for our Lenox and Parker viewers. He has a coaching business titled Build Your Temple Fitness Coaching. Please help us welcome to Lenox and Parker, James Hatchel.
Hello. How we doing?
Good afternoon, James. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's a holiday, so it's almost like a Friday.
Enjoying the long weekend. Victor, my co-host here, and who's publisher for Lenox and Parker. I was talking on the show last week about my fitness journey, and everyone was so supportive. Victor has been on a fitness journey. We talk about it all the time. And so I'm excited that you're here to kind of help us put some things in perspective. We know that this is kind of how summer kicks off, right? And so
Hmm.
we're excited to get some tips from you. I think you may have, if you have something on, I think you're getting a little bit of feedback.
Yeah. See.
Uh, better now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I
So,
still hear us. That's fine.
We still hear something. Is there like something, you have something that's on?
yeah, all daycare facilities and babysitters are also on holiday.
Okay, he's got a little one.
Hey, listen, we
Yes.
can't hate on that. We gotta, support that. We gotta support that.
Oh
Absolutely.
yeah. So he is in baby boot camp all day. So if
Oh,
you're gonna
okay.
be
I
home
got
with
you.
daddy, we gonna be doing push-ups and pull-ups and the whole 9 yards. But yes, I mean going into the summer,
Yeah.
the biggest thing is to reframe it, right?
Mhm.
Because it's an extended period of time, and it's so easy to kind of let time go by and slowly get in worse shape. So
Mhm.
as you're going to the parties, you're going to the functions, you're actually slowly but surely becoming less and less comfortable, out and amongst the people when you're supposed to be having a good time. And so
Yeah.
that's really what it's all about. It's just finding a way to always be making progress towards
Mhm.
being the best version of yourself and feeling good when you put your clothes on, feeling good when you see yourself in the mirror. That's what we do all day long.
So how do
Hmm.
you what do you eat when you go out to these events? I mean, is it
That's next.
if there are hamburgers in front of you and French fries and fruit and how do you navigate that? Because I would grab the hamburger or take off the bun. I don't know.
So the easy way to do it is I would just say cut the carbs in half,
Okay.
right? Either or. You can either have the fries or the bun, right?
Okay.
I'm not one of those anti-bread people because bread is delicious, right? You gotta,
Of
it's not,
course.
living if you're suffering to get to single digit body fat. Like it's just no fun for anyone.
Yeah.
But if you just cut it back, right? Like, okay, I'd rather have the bread than don't eat the fries on top of it, and then you're good to go. Because
Okay.
most barbecue food, like today's Memorial Day, is actually not that bad for you.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
barbecuing on the grill is the original George Foreman grill because most of the fat is going into the fire, right? But it's
Right.
just when
Right.
we add in the sweets, on top of the potato salad, on top of the macaroni and cheese, on top of, drinking,
Yeah.
then that calorie overload in that one
Right.
setting, that's where we mess up at.
Mhm.
So that's really
Mm.
what it is. It's just portion control. Portion control is
Okay.
the key.
Okay.
So Marriott asked, and I don't know if James knows this, do clients taking GLP-1 need different routines? Because that's a big thing now.
Mm.
The Ozempic, the different weight loss management drugs, whether people are, I heard there's a pill now and people are getting,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and I hear that that's a lot different. So would you think that there would be something different for people that are on those, weight loss supplements or medicine?
So when anyone is taking something like that, I like to call it forced fasting. Right? Like if you talk to
Mm.
anyone that's taking those things, they say food doesn't taste the same, they get nauseous, this,
Yeah.
that, and the third, right? So you can't eat like a rabbit and train like a horse. It's gonna be very,
Mm.
very
Mm.
difficult. So if your caloric intake is maybe 20% your basal metabolic rate, or meaning you're only eating 20% of the calories you need to sustain life,
Yeah.
then the only type of exercise that I would advocate for would be just very low intensity cardio
Mhm.
to
Mm.
maintain some type of cardiovascular endurance, but also maintain bone density. Like, especially for females, because those are mainly the ones that are taking GLP-1s, bone density is something that nobody talks about. But
Mhm.
if you're not exercising, if you're not walking, what's going to happen is as you get older, you don't have that bone density, then you fall, you hurt yourself. And so
Mm,
Yeah.
you got to do the most you can while you can in
mm,
order for a long, vibrant life, for sure. That's a good
mm.
question, actually.
So would you also, because you said low intensity cardio, would you also need to lift weights or do like weight training? Because I know we talked about we need both, specifically as we age and just want to be stronger and more balanced so we don't fall. So is there a way for them to also lift weights?
Lifting weights may be a bit ambitious, to
Okay.
be honest, because they're not eating. But
Yeah.
some calisthenics or body weight exercises
Mhm.
would be definitely important, right? So you can always do your squats, you can always do your lunges, your push-ups, and things of that nature.
Right.
But I mean, the biggest solution would be to not do a GLP-1 and just eat a balanced diet and compensate with, natural supplementation, and then be able to really use your body and exercise your body to the fullest of its capacity.
Mhm.
Because the less calories you have, the less your capacity is going to be. And so you're going to hit a brick wall. I mean, it's inevitable.
Mhm.
Whenever you're lifting weights and you're
Yeah.
not eating enough protein or carbohydrates to fuel your recovery, you're going
Yeah.
to feel even worse. And so,
Mhm.
one of the side effects with
Mm.
GLP-1s being the nausea and not liking food in general, I mean, you would just be miserable because you wouldn't have everything you need to recover in order
Mhm.
to sustain real life. So then here comes the brain fog, here comes the bad sleep, here comes the cortisol, here comes so
Yeah.
many other factors in this pursuit of health. You
Mhm.
actually could be in danger of going backwards in some ways. And so, yeah, that'd be tough.
Okay.
Now, I have a question for you. I don't know about anybody else out there, but I have a sweet tooth. How do you work with that? Like, how do I, because I work out like 3 or 4 days a week. I try to go for,
Mhm.
10,000 steps every day. I try to do that as much as possible. Sometimes I hit or miss, I don't eat bad. I eat pretty clean, not too
Mhm.
many carbs. I have like vegetables and protein, a lot of fruit, drink plenty of water,
Okay.
all that type of stuff. But for
Mhm.
some reason, as I get older, the weight doesn't go away as fast. And again, sweet tooth, I try to minimize that. Sometimes I hit or miss. So I don't know. What's your advice on dealing with a sweet tooth? If I could get rid of it, I would love to do
I know
it.
that's right. You got to pray for
My
deliverance. The
goodness.
sugar demon, get off of me.
Woo! That carrot cake slice be hitting me sometimes, boy.
I'm a sweet potato pie fan myself.
Oh, me too. Oh, me too.
If
Me
I
too.
got trapped on a desert island and an angel came down and said, if you could eat one thing, what would it be? Sweet potato pie. And I'm good. And I am good to go. So that's a couple things. Okay.
Yeah.
Number one, cravings are often an indicator of a nutrient deficiency,
Okay.
because sweets, especially when you're craving certain sweets, like for example, if your carbs are too low for too long, you
Hmm.
might start craving sugar because your body just and your brain need energy,
Mhm.
right?
Okay.
If you're craving chocolate, Utah, go sit down, please.
He can
Please
say
go sit
hello.
down.
He can say hello to you.
Wave.
You.
No, we're not going to encourage that yet, because he'll steal my shine. He'll start doing one arm push-ups and all kind of stuff.
It's all good. It's all
But
good.
but then, so that's the first thing, is make sure your carbs aren't too low to where your
Okay.
body's actually searching for nutrients.
Okay.
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 And then build it in, right? Like the good Lord factors in our shortcomings. Okay. Like he knows. And so
I
with
like
your
that.
diet, you can do the same thing. You say,
Okay.
okay, Utah, please go sit down, please. Um, you can build it into your week, meaning I'm gonna be perfect. Like, so
All
for
right.
example, I advocate for most of my clients to have 3 to 4 meals a day. So let's say that's 21 meals in a week.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If you do 18 perfect meals, those 3 meals aren't gonna offset the other 18.
I like
Okay.
that. I like
But
that.
what happened is if those other 18 are just okay,
Yeah. No. Yeah.
right? And they're not on point, that's where the strategy comes in,
Yeah.
to just say, I'm gonna lock in on the 90% and then live my life on the 10%.
Yeah, I can't
You
because
know
Yeah.
that
it's not real. I don't think it's realistic for many people. And I have a girlfriend that she is just one of them people that can do without stuff all the time. But for
Mhm.
most of us, it's just not realistic to go into it, which is why I think most people crash and burn when they do diets, they do New Year's resolutions. They crash and burn because it's not a realistic lifestyle change, right? One thing I
Mhm.
like about James is the fact that build your temple. You kind of have an approach that includes more than just you got to eat this way. It's a overall, and it also has a Christian, foundation to it to kind of help us with balancing your life in an entire balance in every aspect of your life. Can you talk a little bit about how you came up with the title Build Your Temple and what your entire program is really like? What is the mission for your entire coaching program?
So I am a born and bred bodybuilder. Okay. I was just like I'm raising my son, it's the same way my daddy raised me. All right. Like, I'm doing push-ups, sit-ups ever since I was able. And but I always seemed like I could never reach my max potential. Okay.
Mm.
So a couple years ago, I was like, I got my degree in kinesiology, exercise science. I mean, this is literally all I talk about, all I do every day, all day. So I'm really blessed to be here. But I was like, Lord, how can I do better? What's the problem? And Daniel 1 came to my mind, the
Mm.
first Daniel fast. And I was like, you know what? I done read every other book. Let me go to the book I know is right.
Mhm.
Right,
And
right, right, right.
and that's where it all started. Like when I say bake in your cheat days, that's what I did for a whole year. Because the first Daniel fast was only 10 days. So I would do a
Yeah,
10-day Daniel fast and then 2 days of eating whatever and however I wanted to. And I just kept going and kept going. And then the more I meditated on the word, the reason center everything around building your temple is because when God gave Solomon the blueprint for the temple, he told him
hmm,
exactly how to do it,
yeah,
right? He told him exactly the measurements, what to make it out of, who was supposed to do it, and then he endowed them with a spirit of excellence in
Mhm.
order to perform it, right? And so that's how
yeah.
our bodies are. Our bodies are a temple, but
Hmm.
everything is different. You got your cardiovascular system, you got your
Yeah,
muscles, you got your hormones, you got your skin, all these different things, just like a temple has an edifice and it has an altar and it has the seats and all those good things. And
Mhm.
yeah,
so that's what I bring to everybody that, trust me with their fitness goals. We're going to talk about your body. We're going to talk about your life. We're going to talk about Jesus and we're going to laugh all the way through and then try to reframe it in a way that's more
yeah,
digestible. And it's not like grind, 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 and not built on, I'm going to do something I hate until I love it. Like, no, you
Mhm.
love yourself, so we're going to act in accordance to the self-love and self-respect that we have,
Mhm.
yeah.
and then just live a fruitful life. Hmm.
That makes sense because in the Bible it did say that when God breathed into man, it became a living soul. The breath of life plus the body makes it a living soul. So it has to be both have to be connected. The spirit and the physical makes the body. So that makes complete sense what you're saying. I
Oh
like that.
yeah, it's both and for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Tammy says, inside the word diet has the word die. And most of our diets do die. Definitely. I don't like the idea, especially if I got to a certain age. It's like, I don't want to be, I know a lot of women are on a diet forever. Like we're just, okay, well, I'm going to diet. And that mentality can be overwhelming. When you mess up, then you intend to go further the other way. Well, I already messed up. I might as well just go all the way. And it's a cycle. So I think for me, it's like, it really has to be a lifestyle where it can't be about, I'm never going to do this. It has to be, let me find a way to be able to live and enjoy my life, but be in the healthiest way possible.
Exactly, and it's all about control,
Mhm.
right? Like who's going to be in control? Are you in control, or is your body in control? Like
mm,
that's the power of fasting. It's
Or
just
maybe
like
those sweets, maybe those, maybe those, maybe those sweets, so
Yes.
popcorn or
but
something.
but you mentioned fasting. Tell me more about the fasting.
So
When you say
fasting
fasting, yeah,
is so Romans 12:1, right?
okay,
So present yourselves as a presentable sacrifice. And
yeah,
so the
living
first
sacrifice,
thing
yeah,
we're doing is we're giving something up in
right,
order to put the first things first.
Mhm.
So what I love about the Bible is there's several different ways you can fast, right? You can
Okay.
do a plant-based fast where
Right.
you just are cutting out all meat and dairy,
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
you can do a water fast and have nothing. And so fasting, the most beneficial fast I've ever done, honestly, was I cut out football in the middle of football season.
Oh,
And
okay.
that recentered everything. Because what happens? You're not going to the football parties, right? So
Yeah.
then that cuts
Mm,
into the diet. And so I love to tell people that we don't have to restrict fasting to just food, but living a fasted life is always going to keep first
mm,
things first, right? You love
mm,
God, then you love yourself, then you love your family. And when you act in accordance to those pillars, then certain
right.
decisions become very easy. Like if I love myself, I'm not going to have carrot cake at 1 a.m. Like that's not
Yeah. Makes
self-love,
sense. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
because I mean the devil, you either gonna be on God's diet or the devil's diet. And he wants
Yeah.
to put us in the grave as fast as possible.
Yeah.
Quick.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Quality,
So
just I see people like the things that we put in our bodies later. Once you get to a certain age of accountability,
Mm-hmm.
things can sometimes people are living. They're just living with a lot of ailments that are due to how they did not take care of their body. You
Yeah.
know,
so they're
so
living, but they're not thriving.
living
Yes.
but not thriving. So James, I know you have this fitcation challenge. We wanted to tell people about it today because you're going to be joining us on Monday, starting the first Monday of the summer.
Ooh.
So tell people a little bit about this fitcation challenge and how they can get involved if they're interested in actually really being serious about getting themselves into a better place.
Yeah. So the Fitcation Challenge is gonna be 8 weeks. So it's just June and
Okay.
July.
Mhm.
Okay.
But what I love about it is there's already baked in kind of milestones, right? Like you have Father's Day slash Juneteenth, you have the 4th of July, then you have the end. And
Mhm.
so
Okay.
those are going to be our milestones where we're checking in as a community. So this is going to be a community of people. I'm
Mhm.
releasing it on all my platforms and with you guys. I want as many people to come together as possible. You're going to
Okay.
have a full diet, a full workout program, as well as mindset motivation to get us through these things.
Okay.
Okay. And then so we're going to weigh in every single week
Mm,
and make sure that we're doing the things. And talking about fasting, we're actually going to use a variable fasting format where
okay.
we're changing the amount of meals as we go along throughout the year, throughout the summer,
Mhm.
but it's going to coincide with the holidays. So, yes, you can still live your life. You can still go to the barbecue. You can still go to Juneteenth and 4th of July and still make progress. And then a workout plan that can either be done at the gym
Mhm.
or
Okay.
done at home.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So we're going to try to cover all the bases. It's going to be a big collaborative event. There's going to be a cash prize at the end. And
Okay.
so whoever has the biggest transformation and loses the highest percentage of weight is going to
Mhm.
actually win a huge prize at the end. So all you have to do is email me
Okay.
at
Okay.
buildyourtemplecoaching@gmail.com,
Okay.
and I'll send you all the information and the
Okay.
registration. And like I said, we're going to kick it off next Monday. And so it's going to be fun for everybody.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm
Nice.
putting this on the
Yep.
on the chat. So you guys see that. Build your temple coaching at gmail.com. Victor and I are on it. I just put Victor on it. Victor, you're on it. We're on it as a team. We're on it as a team.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's
Yeah. We
do
got
it.
a
Let's
Let's
go.
do it.
analyst. We have a sports analyst, Jamal Burke, who was a former professional athlete. He was a
Mhm.
former professional football player, played for the Atlanta Falcons, and he is in shape all the time. Victor, we have to be able to compete. Well, not compete. We have to be able to
Hey,
get Jamal. Like we have to be
I,
able.
I, I'm, I'm,
There
I'm
we
ready.
go.
I love competing, so I'm ready to go. You know me.
Oh,
I'm ready to
yeah.
go.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it. And the workout plan is going to have like beginner, middle, intermediate, and advanced
Okay.
settings. So,
Okay.
I mean, the more you want to
on
do,
it
it's going to be there for you.
Victor's
I'm
on that
ready.
Yeah.
advance. So
I'm
Okay.
ready. Trust me. I'm
Okay.
ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Okay.
Ready for those burpees.
okay.
All of that. And then some.
I
And
can
then
tell you.
some.
I can tell you. So I signed up, but this is my week. I'm in like working on the second week, right? And I was thinking, because what I was doing to work out, I would just, when I did work out, I had not been working out in a while. I would do my cardio either on my bike or my treadmill at the house, and then I would do push-ups, and then I'll be done. So I get my fitness, because it's an app that James has where you get your workout, and I'm jumping and doing something. Like, wait a minute, I don't jump. I do not jump. I just do my workout on the floor. I'm sweating, and I didn't realize how actually, like, getting your body activated, it definitely goes faster than, grunting through something that you don't want to do, but it also gives you another way. And when you're a kid, like, you run, jump, skip, hop. I have not done any of those things since I stopped cheering. I'm not jumping stuff. But I feel better. And I was telling James and Victor, you guys know I ride horses. And there's nothing like feeling like you are just dead weight on your horse. You want to be able to, because horseback riding is a form of exercise as well if you do it the correct way. Because you have to have a really strong core in order to really be riding correctly, right? So I think this is going to make me a better equestrian. It's going to make me a better partner for my horse. But most importantly, just there's something about, and I don't know how many of us can say this. You guys can let us know in the chat, or if you're watching on IG. If you actually are happy, and I'm not saying this is about perfection, because my goal is, we understand you get to a certain point in life, you understand perfection is not a attainable goal. And like people that punish themselves because they're not perfect are usually really unhappy people. But there is something to be able to look at yourself and love what you see, right? For you, like finding out what is your best and being able to like that. And for so long, I know as a woman, sometimes I don't even want to look in the mirror because I'm not happy with it. And that's not a good place to be,
I know how that feels sometimes. Trust me. You're like,
I think everyone's been there.
Yeah.
I just think society is a lot harder on women with weight than they are with men. And women, like someone earlier said, menopause is the weight demon for women. Tammy said that, and you're right, Tammy. I am learning that. James, can you talk about how women specifically when they go through changes and their levels are off? I went to my OBGYN and she was like, well, you're lacking in estrogen, like all that can affect us. And I know that you understand that you actually have supplements. Can you speak a little bit to that? Like for women that may be perimenopausal, which could start in your early 40s and go obviously beyond, just beyond.
Yes. Women, God made y'all. He took his time. Let me tell you, he made y'all as complicated as possible. And so you're absolutely right. So perimenopause, and then menopause, and then after menopause. It's 3 phases of life, right? And the most important thing you can do is, which most women do, is just stay on top of your blood work. As far as your thyroid levels and your hormone levels, and then let that dictate what you do. So it's really hard to like give a blanket answer because everybody's so different. And there is safe hormone therapy that you can always do with a medical professional, and then come up with a diet that, just like you said, is sustainable.
Yeah.
Right? Elimination diets for most people don't work because it's just not sustainable. And when your diet is too strict, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to be cutting out very necessary nutrients. Okay. So a balanced diet is always going to be key. And then getting your blood work done and doing what the doctor says. You can't just pray it away. Y'all know it. Okay.
No.
Do what the doctor says, get the medication, and then exercise on a regular basis.
Yeah.
That would be without a full-blown consultation to figure out a person's personal needs. Those 3 things would be the easiest places to start. Get your blood work done, eat a balanced diet, and exercise on a regular basis. And then you'll be able to see the progress and feel like you're moving in the right direction for sure.
Well, I'm excited. The email address is still there. If you guys are interested in joining us on this fitcation challenge, it is just 2 months. We start June 1st. So make sure that you email James there at buildtemplecoaching@gmail. Anyone watching this, even if you're catching this on the replay, you are welcome. We want as big a community as possible, and we
Let's
can
go.
keep encouraged.
Let's go.
On Mondays to give us some inspiration and keep us moving. And Victor and I will be sharing our progress. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yes. Come one, come all. We'll be we're ready and waiting and willing. Let's go.
All right, James, we appreciate it. Enjoy your Memorial Day. And
yes, sir.
We'll see you next Monday, 12:30 for
12:30.
Fitcation Challenge. Let's go.
Okay, let's go. I appreciate you guys having me. Have a great day.
You're welcome. All right, you too.
Thank you. All right. Well, there we go. We are off to the races. Are you excited?
I am. I like a good challenge. Exercise is always good.
Yeah. And I also think that I love doing things as a group. I think when you have support, like I talked to you guys about it, and Jamal, of course, was like, wait a minute, let's get into this. What's going on with the fitness? People to keep you accountable. I think this is something fun that we can do as a community. I'm actually going to invite my host for Dating Diaries, see if we can get Scorpio Mo in on this.
Okay, let's get Mo. Come on, Mo. Mo. Let's go. Come on, Adrian. Let's go, Adrian. Come on, Mo. Let's make it happen.
Nobody get Gumbox to do it. He is my husband's job. He works. He's so active. But it's funny because Tammy was saying, because she's been in the military as well, she was like, you don't need a trainer. You got a husband that was a soldier. And I was like, okay, first of all, Adrian is the way he and I told him that he was laughing about it. He was like, you should be doing all your workouts outside. I was like, yeah, that's why you're not my coach, because it's hot outside.
I mean, he got a point, because if you work outside, hear me out. If you did your workouts outside, it's hot. You burn more because the heat will make you burn more, and you probably get done faster because you want to get back inside faster. So if you went outside and did your workouts in 20 minutes, you'd be burning a lot more, sweating a lot more, and you'd be like, you know what? I'm thinking about that lemonade inside, so let me hurry up and get inside.
I can't even have lemonade, Victor. I can only have water. Wow. So I don't even get the lemonade.
Well, you can get the water with the you can add the electrolyte to the water, which gives it flavor. It doesn't have any sugar, gives it flavor, and you can go there. I'm just telling you. So yeah, working outside is always better. Yeah,
it is. I'm going out to walk after we finish up today. I'm gonna take the dogs. We have 2 Rottweilers, and then of course I have a little sugar pie, but I think we're going to take the Rottweilers for a walk. Robin, welcome. Robin says, thanks for having this. I'm going to try. Let's see what this 67-year-old body can do.
Let's go, Robin.
67-year-old body is amazing.
You can do it.
God, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. And I also realize that it is not an age limit. And I've seen people start working out for the first time. There's a lady that started at 70, and they started at 70. So bodybuilding, I believe that there is no cutoff. Yes, you want to start present. You want to be present and start now, no matter if you're 30 or you're 80. You want to start, even if you're 20, you want to start now. But there is never a timeline, that there's never a deadline that you've passed that keeps you from being able to improve. And so, yes, Robin, join us. And yes, Miss Ernestine is, I cannot think of her last name, but she is amazing. Chili actually was a big fan of hers. She met her, talked to her, and this woman is like in her 80s, and she is cut, and she didn't start until she was, I know, after 50. She's just, so yeah, we want to encourage. I think a lot of people, there's a lot of pressure in the summertime to be in swimsuits and, all that kind of stuff. But I also think, like we talked about earlier, you're doing a lot of socializing. The weather is nice. You can get out. And I don't think it's about trying to be a certain size. I think it's about trying to be the best version of yourself, at all times. So, like I said, I was joking around, we can be on the way to being fine, but really you just want to be on the way to being a better version of yourself. The location is basically, if you're just tuning in, Giovanni, we are if you are interested in getting on the fitcation challenge with us, you need to email. I'm gonna leave the email up for the rest of the broadcast. buildyourtemplecoaching@gmail.com. Email James, let him know that you want to join the challenge, and there'll be instructions for you there.
Yeah.
And we're going to start as a group on Monday, June 1st. Coincidentally, my horses also are going into training, and so they're going to start training.
Wow.
So Zuri and I both will be on a change. But as this is Memorial Day, before we get out here, we wanted to just share a little bit about Memorial Day. Today, we are talking about a powerful piece of history that many Americans were never taught. According to historians, one of the earliest Memorial Day commemorations was actually led by formerly enslaved Black Americans in Charleston, South Carolina, just after the Civil War ended in 1865. After discovering that Union soldiers had been buried in a mass grave at a former Confederate prison camp, Black residents came together to give those soldiers a proper burial and public honor ceremony. Thousands gathered, including children, ministers, and Union troops, decorating their graves with flowers and celebrating the lives of men who died fighting to end slavery. What makes this so important is that it challenges the version of history that many of us grew up with. Memorial Day wasn't only born out of patriotism, it was also born out of liberation, remembrance, and Black Americans claiming their place in this nation's story. And this, I did not know this. Victor found this information online. It's so much about our history that we have not known, right? And there's so much that we started that has been hijacked and taken and given to other groups. So hearing this is I think it just gives us something else to be thankful for. And it also gives us a little enlightenment and education. And it also, I think, should make us think how many other foundational American stories have had Black contributors erased or forgotten over time. And that's one of the reasons that we have the reprint, because we want to be able to add context to things that have not been shared or we've not been educated on properly.
We just want to honor our soldiers, family members. I know your husband was he served. I have brothers that serve, and to those who are on here that serve, we honor you today, in our community, especially because who else is going to honor you? You fought for our rights that we have here, to protect our rights that we have here. Mm-hmm. And we honor you today. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tammy, we honor you as well. I know Tammy served. Anyone else is a part of this family that has.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you.
And, had the burden. I won't say the burden, but it kind of is. There's a lot that goes into serving that people don't understand and don't know. So we appreciate that. And I agree. It's important that we learn our history. We should be the ones teaching our history. We should not wait and rely on others to do that. Yes, Tammy is right. Freedom is not free, but we're creating our own freedom. Make sure that if you are interested, we're going to be back on Wednesday, of course, and then we'll be back with Jamal on Friday. But we're going to encourage you all to please join us on this Fitcation Challenge. I think it's easier to do things when you know that you can check in. You guys, we can talk about our progress as we start every show, and get better to feeling. By the time the end of July comes, we'll all feel better. We'll all look better. We'll all be in a better place, and then we can move on to the next, right?
Yes,
so I'm excited to be doing it as a family here. So please email Jamal. Tell him that you learned about the challenge on the reprint and that you are excited to get started, and he'll bring you in.
Yes, ma'am. So that's it, huh?
Yeah.
Monday's a wrap. Yeah.
Gotta get out of here for today. We'll be back Wednesday with a full show. I know that we're going to be talking about, I believe we're going to be talking about some AI things on Wednesday. Trying to solidify our guest for Wednesday. And then, of course, Friday is fun with Jamal. It's always Jamal, Bottom Line Burke. I shared with my my godson Jamal's advice for him as he got on, and he was so blown away. He was so. Wow. He called me and he was so blown away.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So you guys, I know now. Jamal. We're gonna tell Jamal about this challenge. He's gonna tell all you guys to get on board. You already know. He is
Yes.
going to tell you to get on board. If you follow Jamal on social media, he is always showing his workouts, and they're intimidating to me. But you know, this is a person like James has been working out since he was
Gotta be.
yeah, but all of us can get better. Tammy said butter pecan ice cream was made by us because they wouldn't allow us to eat vanilla ice cream. I did not know that, but it does make sense because, you know, when I did a challenge, when Scorpio Mo and I went to the Black Effect podcast with that was hosted by Charlemagne and his team. And they had a game that like was called your black card. And they asked what was Black people's favorite ice cream. And the answer was butter pecan. So
I love me some rum raisin. Don't get me started.
I just like ice cream.
I could eat a whole pint of rum raisin ice cream right now.
Oh my God. Oh gosh. You guys enjoy your Memorial Day. For it. I'm gonna have some I love the fact that Gun Boss is gonna grill, which means that all the fat will go down into the fire and I get to enjoy some amazing grilled treats today. But we love you guys for watching, and we will see you back here on Wednesday. Remember to go visit LenoxPaker.com for more context on some of the things that we've talked about. We'll have something up on Memorial Day weekend. And also make sure that you email James at buildyourtemplecoaching@gmail.com so you can get started on your fitness journey. And we'll see you guys back here on Wednesday. All right.
See you guys Wednesday.
Blessed Memorial Day weekend.